for nuts. Because squirrels forage for nuts.
That's right.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of ZULA Guides. I'm Chow.
And I'm Sangee.
And today we are taking you thrifting. And I know we did another thrifting episode where we went to Lucky Plaza, Peninsula Plaza, but today is going to be a bit different. Before that, Sangee, what do you know about thrifting?
So personally, I have actually never thrifted before.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I honestly haven't found great shops to thrift at. So maybe after today's episode, things are going to be changing.
I really hope so, because for myself, I'm an avid thrifter. I love thrifting and everything I buy is pretty much thrifted.
Right.
But when I looked up the different stores we're hitting up today, right, it's all quite unique. Okay, Sangee, you're in for a treat because today we are going to 3 different stores located in different regions of Singapore, and they cover fashion, accessories and home decor even.
Wow.
So they're all located in Heartlands in your HDB estate, so you can really just pop by when it's convenient for you, maybe when you're running errands or between meals.
Right. Okay, so personally, I actually live in the Heartlands as well. So I'm really excited to find out these like hidden gems around Singapore. So
Alright.
shall we?
Our first store, this is Trésor de la Vie, and we have the owner with us here. This is Jenny. Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
Okay, so when did you actually start this store?
Actually started this year in June
And that's
2021.
very recent.
Yes, it is very recent.
And why did you decide to open a thrift shop?
The next door dry cleaning shop also belongs to me and my husband. And at the end of the lease in June, we're in a way being forced to take over the other half. So I was thinking, during the pandemic, right, everybody is suffering, not only us as tenants. So why don't I do something that will benefit the community and also the community can help me?
So how do you get the community involved with your shop then?
Actually, we know many of the people here already. So when they pass by, they see the shop, they will ask me what I'm doing. So I tell them that, you know, this project is actually to bless the community. At the end of the day, every month, whether we make money or not, we will donate a certain portion of the money. We will give it to the local charities. Actually, it also benefits those donors. In fact, there are many donors who have a lot of items that do not know where to give it to. For example, for my dry clean shops, right, I must say that I have many high-end customers. So knowing them personally, I approach them because I think not everybody just want to buy budgeted stuff. Okay, they also want to buy that mid-end to high-end, and they don't mind to buy it at a second-hand price.
For sure.
So, and for example, there is a young man who came by during the first month of my opening, and the first time he got a job, and surprisingly, he found some Zara brand items, right? And he was very happy.
I know you mentioned earlier about your dry cleaning store here. So why did you choose to have your shops in this area?
Okay, because this area is one of the more mature state whereby the people are very warm. We call ourselves the District 9.5 because we are between 9 and 10.
It's like really access to different neighborhoods around here. All right, and I'm very excited to check out the things in your shop. Do you have any recommendations?
Yeah, I do. Please do come.
Let's go inside and check it out. Okay, Sangee, so this rack in the middle of the shop, right, has a mix of both male and female clothing.
Yeah.
So Jenny, why is that so?
Because we carry quite very good high brands there. We have Zumori Chisato pajamas. And then also on the same rack, you'll find Sandro pants. The embroidery was being placed by the owner herself.
Wow, it's like personalized.
Yes, correct.
Oh, look at this. This is pretty nice.
Oh, this is cute.
Okay, obviously it's not a cheongsam, but it's like a Mandarin collar with details. And I think after our cheongsam challenge we did quite some time back, everyone knows that I absolutely love to wear clothes. Mandarin collars, okay. And this is in yellow as well, so I think it's like really cute.
I love the pattern over here.
And guess what I found?
Look at this.
Look at this.
Okay, this looks amazing. It looks very grand, right? But it's only $18.90.
Yeah. And I think the sizes are pretty versatile as well. Oh, that's so pretty.
I love this print.
I think it'll look great on you.
It's very fairy tale like. It's a bit of a girly
dress. It's like
dress.
a cottage core vibe.
So this dress goes for $30 and it has a little scarf that you can tie around your neck. All right, welcome to the Budget bin! No, but that's really what this is called. So this is the bin where there are $5 to $10 items, and it ranges from shirts to even denim shorts actually.
Yeah. And I think these clothes actually are more to a more casual wear. So the thing is, in this shop, there's a lot of different ranges, from sizes to prices to also styles as well. So I think because it's so versatile, you can always find something for someone.
Okay, so look at these cute high-waisted shorts. This is going for $10.
Wow,
All
$10.
right, $10. Any takers going for 10? 10. Last call, 10.
Ta-da! Okay, it's a very girly dress. I like that they have these details of the pleats in the front and how it just flows, the skirt flows out very nicely. But overall, I think it's very comfy and I do like it. Does this look better if I like tie it, like I tighten it a bit? Oh, thank you. Yes, okay, so I might do that and we'll see how it goes.
Ta-da! I really like the dress. So if you know me, right, like personally, I absolutely love dresses. I think everybody knows. And the thing about this dress is that I feel like it's very versatile. You can dress it up and you can dress it down. So you can wear it with sneakers and make it very casual. Or you can wear it with heels and then carry a nice bag and then you can go for like tea. Alright, so I was like walking around trying to find like bags to match my outfit, and guess what I found? So I don't know how to pronounce the brand clearly, but it's actually from South Korea. It's a very famous brand. I've been seeing it around very often, and this is only going for $65. And another thing that I actually found just now was right over there. It's the Uniqlo with COS collection, and Uniqlo's collaborations are usually like seasonal. So if you never got a chance to find yourself a COS shirt, this is where you can find it, and it's still pretty affordable. It's still $35.
I'm gonna buy.
Yeah, Leia says she's gonna buy it now.
And we are done at Trésor de la Vie. It's a very authentic experience because you're right smack in the middle of the Heartlands. You feel very connected to the community, especially when you know what this shop stands for and what their mission is as well. All around the shop, you can see posters saying reduce, reuse, recycle also. And that's important to me when it comes to thrifting.
Yeah, and as much as we talked about like the upcycling and all the efforts from the community, right? But now knowing that, hey, you know, you can find so many good items which are of like good prices. Not only are you contributing to the community, not only are you helping people out there and extending the like shelf life of these items, but you're also adding to your wardrobe at a cheaper price. And now that we're done here, let's go to our next location. So now we are at our second location, which is Oscar's Warehouse Vintage Clothing, and we have our owner here, Justin, of
Hello.
the place. So we're going to ask him a few questions. So Justin, tell us more about this place.
We specialize in second-hand and vintage clothing. 2 years ago, we used to be selling online, and then we found it like it's a good idea to have a physical space because for second-hand clothing, right, some customers might want to like try it on or like check the clothing for like any defects.
So you were mentioning how these are like second-hand stuff as well, right? And then I was looking through and I saw a couple of them, like a few brands. So how do you guys determine like the price range for the items that you sell?
For most of the items that we have here is about, I would say $30 to $40. Then judging by like the quality or like how rare the item is, right, we will just price accordingly.
So you mentioned just now like how you guys decided to have a physical store and not online, right? So why this location, like in this place?
Because prior to this shop opening, right, we used to have like we used to do like monthly pop-ups at somewhere quite near. Most of our customers would be like quite familiar with this area. And then also like we find that this kind of like HDB kind of like location is much more like
heartland, right?
Like
and like
accessible
compared
to
to like shopping center, right, like they are very strict about like your opening hours, this kind of thing.
So it's more like flexible and
it's more
accessible.
flexible,
So you guys chose this location.
Yeah.
What is a generic like style that this entire like place is going for?
So for us, right, we will try to bring in like a very wide variety of clothing because we don't want to like make it so niche until like not everyone can appreciate. But we'll try to balance like the stuff that we like and also like what the consumer wants. Yeah. So for example, like what is like very trendy now is like varsity jackets or like windbreaker jackets or like sweatshirts, pullover, yeah, this kind of stuff. And then like what we personally like is like maybe like those very worn-in shirts. There's like holes or like stains. Like it gives character to your t-shirt, like makes it very unique.
Right.
Yeah, but not everyone can appreciate that. Like we understand.
All right, so thanks for sharing. And right now we're gonna go and pick our outfits. Do you have any to recommend actually?
Maybe you can have a look at like the jackets or like the sweatshirts.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. So these are all sweatshirts, which is something that I really like to look at, but I don't really know if it's something I would wear in Singapore just cause I get warm very easily and I sweat all the time already. But I know Sangee loves wearing sweaters.
I love it. Like when I saw this, I was like, oh my god, sweatshirts. I actually love to wear them, and then I like to wear like either with like jeans like now, or sometimes I wear it with shorts. So the kind of sweatshirts that I like, right, is more to like those like vintage brands kind of thing.
You can see that this is a worn out one.
Yeah, it's a worn out one.
So you can see the stains on the sweater. I'm not a fan of like the stained look on shirts though. I think I prefer if it comes in a bit more of a pristine
Cleaner
condition.
Yeah.
I think it's like personal preference, like Justin mentioned.
So Justin told us to check out like the other windbreakers and outerwear that's over here. So not only are there like windbreakers, which we think right is super like, windbreaker.
Actually,
it's very nice eh.
It's useful.
It's
So
super useful.
rainy all the time
That's
now,
right,
right?
that's
so this
right.
morning it was pouring. I think if you put on a windbreaker, right, it'll be so effective.
And it's very light to carry. So
It
you can
is.
roll it up and then
Yeah.
I just put it into your bag, super light.
I like how this one has some detail on the sleeve all the way down. I have no idea who the Tool brothers are, but I guess sometimes you wear vintage clothes, you're like, okay, I don't understand it, right? But it's aesthetic.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the vibe, right?
Oh my god, wait. Oh my god, sorry. So like, from there, right, I saw this very iconic color scheme and I was like, I know what this is, guys.
Dun,
The
dun,
Banchon!
dun, 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 dun. You say, na, 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 gonna be this way. Dun, 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 dun. You're broke, your love lies ZULA. Okay, if any Friends fans,
Oh my god. I might get this shirt now. Like, I have
It's
no
$28.
excuses. But yeah, let's look at like other colors over there.
So there are a bunch of colored t-shirts over here. This one has Matt Cole. Is Matt Cole another character that I cannot recognize? But okay, and oh look! It's a big Matt Cole. So I like it when the t-shirt has designs on both front and back. I'm confused by the gender of this cow because you see it has horns, but it also has two boobs. But usually cows only got one udder. So cows usually only got one boob and two guns. So maybe I should stop questioning it. If not,
yeah,
it'll
it's
shoot
just
me.
creative outlet. Oh my god, guys, look what I found. I'm someone who likes to collect like school sweaters and shirts. So when I used to be in poly, I have like a lot of my school shirts. My friend was from ACJC, so she actually bought for me like the school sweater because I really like their sweater. So when you go to like New York or when I went to like Queensland, I tried to find their school sweatshirts. Ta-da! Okay, so this is something that personally I would wear. This is how I dress up on a normal day. I really like it. And you see, this is how you cheat people. And they'll probably assume that you're from this university.
And here I am. Okay, so this is the t-shirt that I picked out and it goes very well with the color that I'm already wearing. And I folded this part down so that you can see a bit of this sexy cow. I think she's also peeking out a little bit from behind. Okay, so this t-shirt is going for $25 and I've been to other thrift stores where the shirts go for maybe even up to $50, $60. I've seen shirts like that and those were in curated thrift stores, very much like this one as well. So it's quite refreshing to see that the prices here are a lot more affordable. And we are done at Oscars. I think it was generally a very comfortable shopping experience because the store is very cozy.
So I think when you're shopping with your friends, it's just a nice place to like come there and vibe with everybody, then pick out your clothes.
I like that it's tucked away in this little corner in Thomson area.
Instead of going down to town, you can always like drop by here for a bit and just take a look. This place I think would say is a bit more different from our regular like other thrift stores that you usually find. It's more to like a very niche place, and I think if you really have a certain style in mind and you kind of take a look at like their Instagram and you really like it, you can actually come here to view them in real life so that you can know what you're getting before you actually purchase them.
Okay, and we are wrapped up here. Let's move on to the next location. Here Here we are. This is Buy My Old School and it is a vintage store. We have the owner over here. Her name is Rebecca. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi guys.
Okay, and today we are going to explore your vintage store because there's really so much to see. So I know that there's home decor, there are plates, there are clocks over there, and then there are belts over here.
There's like accessories, there's souvenirs, there's
Yeah.
like so many things going on.
So what inspired you to collect all of these items?
Actually, the person who started the collection is my dad, and not so much me. So he's been collecting for decades, and then I started collecting.
Oh.
Yeah, so it sort of ballooned, and here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long has it been then?
The business has been around 10 years, but in this location at Commonwealth, we are 4 years.
Oh. So why did you choose this area?
Okay, it was kind of a nice coincidence because we were looking for a place to move, a house, and then we were also looking for a shop at the same time.
Right.
So when we came here, it's the old school vibe of this building as well. Yeah, it's actually the first flatter factory in Singapore.
Very
Yeah.
in theme, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it
it was-
suits the entire like vintage shop plus in like a heritage area and everything.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional, but it just happened that way.
So how do you like go about curating your items?
So besides looking around like from old shops that are closing down or dealers, and in the past like flea markets, we also get calls from customers who want to clear their grandparents or their parents' items. So usually the case is they don't collect, but they have the sentimental attachment to the item. So they don't want to just throw it away or give it to a karang-guni either. So we will go down and value, give them a price for the things that they have.
I noticed that not every item here has a price tag on it. So how do you price all the different things in the shop?
That's a good question. Yeah, it's not possible to price every single thing because there's too much.
Yeah.
So we base on our experience, of course, research of how much things cost now, because the price of vintage things also will go up and down depending on demand.
All right, so there are so many things to see, right? Where do you recommend we start looking
Yeah.
from?
So we have themed the shop, so
Yeah.
it's easier for people to relate to the items
Okay.
as well. So like the kopitiam especially is very it's very popular.
And speaking of which, I think it's a good time for us to go and walk around and explore the place for ourselves.
I'm more of like a vintage electronic person. Like I've always seen them and I absolutely love them. And one of the things that I absolutely loved when I walked in, right, was actually this shelf of vintage cameras over here.
wow.
So I personally own a Minolta myself because I bought it from the US like years ago, but now it's spoiled. But it's a really beautiful camera to keep as a keepsake and as a really, really vintage memory that my grandfather and I actually managed to bond over it.
Wow.
So he actually taught me how to use the camera actually. Look what I found. So I think at this point of time, everybody knows how obsessed I am with the aviation industry, right? And I couldn't become a pilot, so this is the closest I'll ever get to becoming a pilot. So, Captain Sangee, ready to take off? Let's go.
This entire area seems to be like the accessories corner. This says vintage eyewear. When you open it up, right, it's all these different frames. You know, this looks like something that my father used to wear when he was maybe in his 30s. I've seen pictures of him wear these.
Yeah, this is something my grandfather used to wear.
Yeah. Fashion comes around. I mean, for sure,
That's
this
for sure.
can be in trend right now also.
So, just now I was looking at like the shades, which I absolutely loved, right? And then when we were closing back the casing, there was one thing that the producer and I noticed. It's actually the telephone number. So telephone numbers nowadays start with 6, but this actually starts with 7. So the phone number is like, it's not even 8 digits, guys. It's like 7 digits. The postal code is also 4 numbers. I'm very surprised to like find so many really old things here that are still in such good condition.
You think this is just a regular bag, but let me show you what's inside. Binoculars! So this is actually a vintage binoculars set and it comes with a canvas bag. It costs $160. I actually think I used to have a TV like this at home when I was in maybe primary 2, primary 1. Then I remember it was in my parents' room, right? So my siblings and I would sit on the floor and watch on this tiny screen. We would watch Channel 8, 7 o'clock dramas. Holland V, Heartlands Chun. So on Channel 5 at 10 o'clock, they used to play Incredible Tales on this TV, right? Then I would be very scared, I'll pretend to sleep. So yeah, it was like this small little screen. You can see behind is this fat body. But wow, have not seen a TV like this in years. This definitely does bring back memories.
So we just finished our time here at Buy My Old School, and I really liked my experience there. So we picked up a few accessories to add on to our lookbook later on. And you know, after going here, I realized that I saw a lot of items that added more personality and personal touch to the stories that my grandfather used to tell me.
Yeah, honestly, I was walking through thinking, hey, my father will like this, my mother would probably remember this. And they will have a lot of stories to share themselves, because the things here really takes you to a different time in history, and it helps create a completely different atmosphere actually, which is also why Buy My Old School actually rents out a lot of these items to people who want to create this atmosphere. It is time for our lookbook, and we got some pieces from Banchon Jewelry to spice up our outfit.
So Banchon is an innovative heartland jewelry shop, and it's very cool because they actually use 3D modeling and casting techniques, right, to create jewelry to order based on designs that you want. So all these are personalized designs.
Talking about 3D modeling and casting, the owner of the shop actually only learned how to do this at the age of 64.
Wow.
Yeah, and the thing is, right, his daughter helps out with him in the store as well. So she was very accommodating and very friendly to explain to us, you know, certain characters and certain Chinese words that I personally didn't understand. My shopping experience there at Banchon was very delightful because you know, you don't feel so distant away from the person who's actually making the jewelry.
Oh, definitely. In fact, right, they brought us to the space where they create these jewelries. So the owner explained to us that they started to use this technique because jewelry crafting is actually a bit of a dying trade, and they needed to come up with new and innovative ways in order to prolong the business and to basically ensure the longevity of this business.
Come to the end of our ZULA Guides episode. I think Trésor de la Vie is one of my more favorite thrift store experiences. One of my favorite things about thrifting and why I do it all the time is because I truly believe in extending the life of things that we buy and extending the life of clothing as well.
For me personally, right, like I think it has introduced thrifting as like a option for me now, because previously I never even considered it. But now knowing that, hey, you know, you can find so many good items which are of like good prices and of good brands as well, and they're pretty reasonable. I really liked my experience at Buy My Old School. So I feel like if I bring my grandfather over here, he will genuinely enjoy looking through things and he'll probably have more stories to tell me. And I think it's a really good place to bring your grandparents or your parents for conversation starters and for more bonding time.
Yeah, great news for you guys. There will be exciting Heartland events coming up, as well as attractive prizes to be won from now till February 2022. So go follow Hey Heartlands on Instagram and check out heartlandsfestival.com to keep up with the program. And the links will be in the description box below.
And as usual, if you like this video, do let us know which was your favorite store and what else you would like to see in future episodes. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Bye!